So how's everybody doing today? It's a good day today, isn't it? Yeah. I just decided to chime in. No reason. Just to say, it's a good day. We should enjoy it. I'm going to answer one of the most frequently asked questions or comments, I should say. Not even a question. One of the most common comments I get is about being inspirational and inspiring, and how inspiration some of my content is. I really try to encourage people to do things for themselves and figure it out. Well, I figured today would be a good day to kind of explain where that comes from. There's a lot of stories out there talking about helping people and how we should help each other. How many of us actually do it? So I guess you could say I'm trying to live that through my videos. Just trying to be encouraging and trying to give everybody the confidence to possibly do some of this work on their own. I think some people have fear, and learning to overtake that fear will be a big step towards life in general, right? I want to use my channel as a way to encourage people to learn how to do things for themselves, and I guess you could say learn a little problem solving, learn how to think things through. I was just talking to Simple Man about this. I grew up with a story that's it's probably one of the greatest stories ever told. It was talked about a lot when I grew up, but now you hardly hear about it. Well, I was talking to Simple Man about this, and I guess since it's fresh in my mind, I feel like I should talk about it. And see, when I was growing up, there was a really popular story. Really popular. It's probably one of the best stories ever written. And it's about a man named Jonah. See, Jonah got. I know you've all heard of this story, the Jonah and the whale. Jonah got swallowed by the whale. But how many remember the details? Like I don't remember the details. I don't. It's been so long. But I can remember the lessons learned. And there's several lessons to learn from that story. And one of them is do what you've been told. And I can remember Jonah was running away from a responsibility. And circumstances caused him to be thrown overboard a ship and swallowed by a whale. 3 days later, he spit up back on the shore. He was given a task to do, and he didn't want to do it because, they were bad people. And he's like, why should I go help these people? Let them be wiped out, Well, see what happens when you run away? You get swallowed by a whale, right? But, boy, there's so much I can't remember. But he ends up doing his task. Even though he didn't want to, he did it anyway. He finally went and did it. And part of that task, I think, I do remember that part of the reason he had to do that is for himself to learn a lesson. But some of the things I got from that story as a kid that I still remember is, do what you're told. And the importance of love, I guess you can say. And how it's everything. Like unconditional love. Like love of a child, Whether they're good or bad or not, you still love them. And you want to save them. And it's, just some things I still remember to this day. I should reread that story. It's just been so long. But I feel like a lot of folks have said about how I'm so encouraging, or so inspiring. And I mean, if you want to know my background, you just learned a piece of it. And I guess you can say that's kind of what makes me the way I am. Like, I grew up hearing story after story after story of how we should help others. We teach our children the right path so that as they grow older, they will never stray from that path. Right? I don't care who you are, you can relate to that. Well, I guess this is just part of my life growing up. You're seeing this come out of me. And If you're wondering, that's where it comes from. See, I know that I have this understanding that, our schools are there to teach our children, right? Teach math, science, all that stuff. But when it comes to teaching moral behavior, that's not coming from your schools. They don't have enough time to teach all of that. There's somewhere else you got to go to learn that. And I feel like a lot of people have forgotten, if you know what I mean. There's only so much our education system can do. You have to go somewhere else to learn the rest. The problem is you have to go to school. Nobody's there to force you to go to the other place. Well, you have to make that choice, you know? You have to make that choice. What path do you want to take, you know? It's all about decisions. And whenever it comes time to make a decision, you stop, you think about it for a minute, and you think it through and you say, is this the right decision? Or is this the right decision? You got to think it through. And whatever the right decision is, like if you stop and you think about it, eventually you will start making more right decisions. You know what I mean? There was a kid named Alex that used to work for me, and he was young. And all the time he would come to me, man, I want to go do this. And I would stop him and be like, okay, well, you want to go do that, but what should you do? He'd be like, well, I'm supposed to do this. Okay, well, think about it for a little bit. What are the consequences if you make this decision? What could happen to you? What things could happen to you? Now, what if you made the right decision? What are the consequences? And just over a period of a year or two of me talking to him like that, he really turned out to be a great person. He's a professor now. He teaches at school. Teaches at Penn State, actually. So I guess you can say I had a little hand in helping him make great decisions down the road. I've heard stories of him telling people that I really, really encouraged him throughout his life. And I'm glad that I helped him make some right decisions, I should say. But where did I learn that from? Where did I learn to make those decisions like that? Chances are you don't have to go far to find it. Probably a few miles away from your house right now, at the most. So, just in case you're wondering, that is where I come from. That's why you see me talking the way I do and everything. That's why you see me behaving the way I do. It's been commented on a lot and talked about a lot. Or I shouldn't say talked about, but I'll say a good quarter of the comments are about that subject of how I am inspirational and talking about some of the stuff. And I guess I can't help it. It just comes out. But in case you're wondering where it came from or how I learned to be like that, now you know. But I figured today would be a good day to talk about the most common comments on my channel. So, and tell you where or how I became to be that way. So, You'll probably see me talk more about this stuff, give you examples. I feel like it's my place that I should show you some examples of some of these stories that I've learned growing up, even if I don't remember all the details. Maybe you'll understand a little bit more about me, at the least. You know? So, that'll be it for today. I just wanted to say it's a good day today. You know? It's a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Later.